Hey guys, Alex here. Today's video is going to be about how to stop nosediving. So nosediving can be a pretty big problem for most beginners, and I think that there's three main things that cause nosediving, and I'm going to give you some tips on how to stop doing that. So the first thing that I think causes nosediving is when you're positioned on the board and you're positioned too far forward. So say you're paddling for a wave either in the white water or like kind of on a green wave and about to go down the face. If you don't have that balance point quite right, then the board is going to naturally just tip over and you're going to get thrown over it. What can actually happen is that sometimes it gets called pearling, which is basically a reference to pearl divers and the fact that they go down head first. So you'll be on the board and get thrown off the front of it, and your legs will go up in the air and you'll go right down to the bottom of the ocean. And what can actually happen then as well is that your board can fly up in the air, and it can be quite dangerous if it comes back down, especially if it's like a long board or something like that as well. So what you can do to prevent this is that you actually want to get your center of balance on the board right in the center of the board. So you want the board to be pretty much horizontal. You want the nose on a short board to be just peeking out of the front of the water, and as you gather speed you want it to remain in that place as well. On a longboard it's a little bit different. You may want to be a little bit further back and not be right in the center of the board, but you should be able to feel that the board is horizontal to the water and not floating too far back and not floating too far forward at the same time as well. So the next thing that I think causes nosediving in relation to this is also your paddling. So if you're trying to catch a wave and you don't have enough speed, if you're in the white water, this is a slightly different story. Then the wave should have enough force to pick you up and just take you with it. And so long as you've got your balances, your center of balance right on your board, as we talked about in the last point, then you should be good to go, and then you're just on to jumping up. But if you're on a green wave and you're trying to get enough speed to kind of catch that wave before it's broken or just as it's broken, then if you don't have enough speed, what you'll find is that the board can kind of pick you up and jack you forward, and that can cause you to nosedive. So what you want to do is make sure that you're getting not too much speed and not too little speed, so that you're reaching the same speed of that wave and like kind of just gliding onto it as it's coming with you. So the third point that I think would be important to consider when trying not to nosedive is once you've actually jumped up. So again, this comes back to finding that right balance point on the board and just making sure that your stance on the board isn't too far forward. If you're too far forward, then it's quite easy for your board to catch the nose and kick you off and fly forward. So probably the best way to remedy this is just surfing more basically, and finding where that point is where it doesn't happen. But you will be able to get to a point where you'll be able to jump up quite fast at the top of the wave and recognize that it's going to be quite a steep wave and sort of like acid drop, so tail drop down the wave to a point where you're not going to nosedive when you hit the bottom. Alright guys, I hope that helps a little bit. If you've got any questions, let me know in the comments. Thanks.